down by the shore, pirates in the port of paradise. Hey, ruined mariners marinated, swinging one north with their heads big or sore. Viscera and gore in paradise. Pirates in the bay, taking what they may, yarn and gold aboard what decorates indoors, taking home decor. Please not a word more, it's the pirates of paradise! Ah! Ah!
Thank you, Ting.
Post episode. Fucking, we're talking about school shootings preventing fucking, or sleeping with older women preventing fucking shootings.
Yeah, no, because hear me out.
Do you
not
think
saying. Oh yeah.
that there are any interns or like student teachers you could have fucked if you really tried hard enough in high school?
Oh geez, if maybe like I had
Because I think I could have sweet dicked a couple.
My in AP Lit we had
Yep.
like a very because I was gonna say you had the other one, but like there were two very attractive Asian women. Oh, the one I'm talking about.
Yep.
Oh yeah, she was a fucking timepiece, John. Oh my god, and I really think I coulda.
I'm not gonna say the only reason I tried hard in that class was for that reason, but
well, yeah, no, because oh man, on those days, like when she was there, not phoning it in. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I want to impress you so that I can get inside. Not even inside, but I just want to have the appreciation and respect of an older woman.
Oh yeah, no, of course. Like what am I trying to say? Like, I'm not saying that I was Oh, geez, I forget what unit she was even there for. Geez. Okay, so
all I'm saying is I have mommy issues.
Oh, I'm saying that I would have actually read all of Moby Dick if it had been.
If it was,
I could have given someone
Moby read this book and you can slip that dick in at the end.
Yeah. You know how fast I can read? Like, I can read so fast, but do you know how fast I would read?
I would have a photogenic memory of the pages. Oh, you're talking about page 457 when Ahab says...
Oh, yeah, oh, no, exactly. Chapter 113, the Forge, my fucking favorite. Like... Oh no, I would have taken trips to New England. I would have been a Melville fucking scholar. Which, hear me out. Like, here's my thing. I'm not saying that if a fly honey were ever like, hey, like, hear me out. Like, what am I trying to say? I think it would be very attractive, and also, what am I trying to say? It would be very attractive and fitting for me if someone was like, you could sleep with me only if you could do insert chat. Like, if they could give me a fucking riddle, I would love it. If they were like, here's a riddle, you got a day, right? That would be.
Oh no. Okay, we're gonna leave again real quick. Okay, we're back. We left for a second because the audio's a little fucked up.
Did you ever watch Adventure Time? How did you feel about it?
I know watch Adventure Time because it felt like Steven Universe to me. Like, it wasn't my vibe, I guess. But I don't have
Steven Universe, but it's please say that again.
I don't have anything against it. It just wasn't my jam.
Oh, okay. I think it's a really solid show. Like, if I'm being very honest, it's probably one of my favorites. Like, of all time. Like, for me, Adventure Time, like, as a show, is up there with like Samurai Jack as far as things.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's yeah. I couldn't like debate its classicness.
No, yeah, it's also very long, which I just realized.
Yeah, that's probably another big problem. Like, Samurai Jack killed it, only had like a few seasons. Like,
I think it's got 5 total, and like the last one that came out like a couple years ago is 5.
Yeah.
But still.
But Adventure Time is kind of the same, where like kid show at first, and then like they're like, no, this is for us. Like all our fans grew up.
Yeah, like we're just
It's not
making a good
for them.
show now. Yeah, like I what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? It's got all like the seriousness, I suppose, of that's required in a good show, but it uses like those like fantastical cartoon elements, which I really enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have so much respect for animation though because like being animated. Because like, the fun part of art minus the fun part of art.
Oh, true.
Like it's yes, drawing something cool one is what I do sometimes, but it's drawing thing like with characters with characters over and over again for like years.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like like having a comic strip.
Yeah, but just thousands of panels every time.
Yeah, comic art because like comic books are not. I don't know. It's not the same. Like comic strips are not the same as comic books, and I think they're
Okay.
a lower version of the same thing.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're like the what am I trying to say? It's the same format at a lower level, I suppose.
Yeah.
I I feel like I don't know. I don't think I could be a story animator. Like if I ever wanted to, like if I were like building something and I wanted like to as like what am I trying to say? As like an artistic add-on, like animate like an image of it. I think I could do that. But I think what am I trying to say? I'm not a good enough dramatist to make like a show or something.
Oh no. Like I mean 3D rendering. There. I mean, but it's 3D. I looked at people who do like CG, like CG artists. I guess I don't necessarily look at them as artists as much as I look at them as like technicians because their job looks at like of the all of the lighting and rendering and like
Yeah.
shadows into the way, like all the very technical aspects of how we see things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like trying to solve a puzzle,
Exactly.
and solving a puzzle is interesting, and I think it's interesting to like listen to those people talk about the problems they encounter. But at the same time, it's like why try to represent reality when you could have a much better stylization? I don't think even the best CG is ever gonna look good as like a cartoon or like I don't think I'll appreciate it the same way. Because even at the same level of work into both, I kind of like I kind of appreciate somebody just rolling with punches and being like, I can't bring this to life in a realistic way, nor what I want.
Exactly. Like I don't yeah, I would say I agree almost like because I do what am I trying to say? I don't do a lot of 3D stuff right now, but even like the more what am I trying to say? Cosmetic aspects of like the CAD design that I do, like it's definitely like a technician. It's like I appreciate the technical skill a lot. You know what I mean? But it's not. I would say. What am I trying to say? What am I saying? I don't know. It's kind of like it's kind of a dispassionate medium. You know what I mean? I don't think there's any. It doesn't feel to me like there's any heart in CG.
Oh yeah, I feel like it'd be hard to decide it. Like, let's go in and figure out ambient occlusion. Ambient
Exactly.
occlusion. That's like a little break.
Hey, we got to adjust the spines we use to draw those cheekbones. Like,
How much you give? Like, it's physics, it's lighting, it's
yeah, exactly.
the physics
Like,
of lighting.
hey, let's play with like the elasticity content of his belt. Let's see if we can get that belt looking a little realer.
Like, it's also it's kind of a money pit because
Mm-hmm.
it takes so much less effort to just get like a good puppet or something with a good practical effect.
Oh yeah.
It takes so much less money and time. And again, I could actually see somebody being passionate about that. Like, I made a fucking Bigfoot costume today. What is
Yeah.
the fucking like? This is
Yeah.
absurd.
Or like what am I trying to say? Like I think like stop motion is also very technical, like, especially like the armatures that like if you make like your own armatures for like your characters and whatnot. But I feel like stop motion is also like I can see like I could very easily be extremely passionate about stop motion. You know what I mean?
yeah, but stop motion at the same time. Like, it's only a matter of time until technology makes stop motion like we already have stop motion. Like motion capture is just stop motion.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just a very you kind of want a bit of the roughness with stop motion videos. Like you,
Yeah.
but yeah, they did like Lego movie and stuff. I'm pretty sure it wasn't like just animating the individual
Yeah.
like pieces and moving them day by day or whatever. I don't know. I guess I'm not that so I shouldn't really talk shit, but
I think stop motion though. I would put it in the same class as like outstanding puppetry. Like I was trying to think if there's like what am I trying to say? Like something analogous to that, except with like the fluidity of like animation. And I feel like stop motion is definitely that to the extent that it's like a bit of both.
the thing that Jim Henson gets a lot of praise, but at the same time, his stuff hasn't even really been revisited that much as far as like his level of skill and like his network people like proteges. Like there's not a lot of really good. Like, I don't remember the last time I felt like, God damn, practical effects were good. Granted, I don't watch a lot of movies or TV shows, and I think there's
I was gonna say, but
yeah, I feel like there's a lot of focus coming into not so much fantasy, but like I feel like people want to see people now a little bit more.
say that again.
There's definitely more of it in questions that plague, like underlying questions that plague humanity in film.
Yeah, yeah,
I think.
yeah. I would say.
Yeah.
Um, what was Oh, related to what you said about practical effects, I do like. Yeah, I don't. I feel that, but I don't watch a lot of. I haven't seen like a lot of recent movies with like practical effects. I suppose, but one of my favorite. I suppose it's not exactly a practical effect, but it's like more of a like a mixed media situation. In the life aquatic, for like these for like all the what am I trying to say? These little animals, like they like anytime one of the main characters like a marine biologist and so he interacts with like sea life a fair amount of the time, and like anytime he holds like a creature in his hand, right, which is only like three times during the movie, it's like stop motion animated.
Oh, Wes Anderson also did Island of Dogs.
Oh, Isle of Dogs is a fantastic fucking film.
Yeah, I still need to see that. I've been meaning to. But that's also
So good.
animation, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Animation is fucking impressive. Have you ever seen Wally?
Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, I wasn't sure. Cause my like like the pseudo European grandparents. A lot of people like a lot of whites have a lot of white
Mhm,
grandparents.
mhm.
Are like
Yeah.
I went to Europe one time. I'm basically cultured.
Mhm.
Realize those Krauts need to get their shit in order. Shit like that.
They used to speak French or something like that.
Or like they think of Britain as like a foreign country, but it's like it's just another place where people do the same thing they do here.
Yeah.
They go down to grocery,
Mhm,
bunch of chavs and shit.
mhm.
I feel like it's weird if you're like if you live in the UK, that like you. It's weird to be like in a place where people have been forever. At
Okay.
least in the U.S. At least in the U.S. Nobody is from the U.S. Like
Yeah, like not for long. Like not like one's
yeah,
been from the U.S. for 500 years because it hasn't been.
I'm trying to think. When was I guess it's probably Spanish people that have been around for a minute, like
Like
600 years.
like or like
Uh,
Native Americans.
yeah, the remaining Native Americans, they've been here for like 10,000 ish.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like outside of those people.
Yeah, and but like it's weird to be like, oh, I live in the UK. My family has lived in the UK since the Hundred Years' War, and then all the way back until when the Romans came or some shit. Like when Romans invaded Britannia and Gaul. Like Like it goes that far back. Like we're talking like 1500 years being in the same spot, and it's not that great of a spot. Like I would never live in Britain. Like the weather's kind of shitty all the time. Like the same reason I don't think I'd live in Seattle, although the culture in Seattle is fucking the UK too.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I like shitty weather, so I would live there. But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I like rain, but I don't like I want like a tropical storm. That's more my kind of vibe. I'd rather have a tropical storm than like a fucking like gray cloud.
Oh,
For the opposite, like when it rains heavy out of nowhere, it fucks me up very frequently when I'm on the move. But like I can live a very comfortable life with only like 3 sunny days a year.
Yeah, it's a little bit like what kind of bitch are you? It's just weather at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Like
I appreciate it.
I feel that when I'm caught in the rain, I just fucking go with it. Like I take my glasses off, I run around in puddles and shit. It's some borderline like psychotic episode. Like I'm laughing my ass off. I'm soaking wet. There's nothing I can do to prevent this. There's nothing I can do to remediate this. Until I get home.
Nothing. Being wet is fun.
Yeah.
Fully.
The only time I think it would be really bad is cold, and like, there was you were gonna cold for a long time, and was not
Yeah.
like you were so cold that like 30 degrees. He said.
Or something like that. Like, or well, let's go like not 3 degrees. Let's go like let's say it's like 40 degrees. Like it just rained. You're so
No,
like you're only like half an hour through an hour and a half walk or something like that.
I'm gonna go the other way. I'm gonna go with snow. Like if you're so can't afford clothes, you're so poor you can't afford heating of any kind, like not even like wood a fireplace, and
Yeah.
you're living like a trap house in Detroit in the middle of the winter,
Mm.
and you have no money, just trying to make it in this world.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. That shit is insane to me.
Oh yeah, no, like
Like that's worse than like getting rained on for sure.
definitely.
Periods of sustained cold discomfort.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I feel weird because like I'm pretty much become a hermit in the winter. Like I basically not leave my bed sheet. Like I turned into not Uncle Joe, Grandpa Joe or whatever from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where I haven't left my bed for like 50 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say you share a piss bed with 4 other old people.
Oh my god, the smell! If you lifted up those sheets, that 40-year-old toe fungus, fucking disgusting. Disgusting.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised that he can move. That he's not all bed sored out with like what am I trying to say with like atrophied muscles and whatnot.
That movie was actually like you think that those people are old, and that movie was too, but no, it was actually made like 1990, and all four of them are in bed because they went too hard in the 80s. They've been on a coke bender and they're just now coming out of it.
A coke bender, just oh man, like a 50-year coke bender.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I was listening to Joey D about buying cocaine, because that's what his
Yeah.
podcast is. Maybe that's what we should segue this into. We just need to do 35 segue it into a comedy career.
You know what? That it definitely worked out for him.
Oh, that reminds me. I was listening to this it was a Joe Rogan podcast, Nick Yaris. But he was like a dude who was allegedly wrongfully convicted. I don't know if I believe him.
Oh
'Cause
yeah. Oh, I with the bald dude.
the bald dude, yeah.
Oh, I watched like a clip from that.
Yeah, was it like a 30-minute clip?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
I don't know
tell
what
a
why
long
it was
ass story.
popping. Yeah, but like there were definitely moments in it where I was like, "Oh, my bullshit detector is going through the roof." But at the same time, like he doesn't need to be his own advocate. Like he was fucking the way he was talking about getting out of prison made it sound as if he fucking basically scammed his way out of the prison system.
Mm.
Because he's like, I asked for a trial of the DNA evidence, and the DNA evidence broke in transport. I'm like, oh, you fucking you broke that yourself. You tied some strings, like there were too many coincidences or something, or like I got off on a technicality is what it sounded like.
I don't know.
But
But
but again, part of that could just be like, even if this dude was innocent going in, he wasn't a good guy, but like you could see the reasons why, like, that led him to where he was. Like he was like, oh,
yeah.
I was like raped and beaten in the head with a rock. Like that that part I believe. Like when he was
Yeah.
like, when I was 7, I was like sexually
Mhm.
assaulted and hit in the head with a rock, and so probably
Mhm.
like most of my addictive tendencies come from all the goddamn head trauma and sexual abuse I received as a child.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there was a lot of good self-reflection in that, but
Mhm.
then there was also some elements that sounded kind of fishy. And I get that like his whole thing is like trying to segue a bad thing that happened to him into a force for good.
Mhm.
So I guess it's appreciable in that respect, but I don't know.
Like,
He was,
yeah.
if there was any truth to what he was saying, his ability to eloquate, say it, his ability to say it was
Yeah.
fucking severely diminished by all the fucking beatings and like solitary
Probably.
confinement he experienced on death row.
Yeah. Yeah.
Death row is fucking a torturous concept too. Like making somebody sit in a cage and think about how you're gonna kill them. Like
True. True. Like
honestly,
for
like
for like years.
that's cruel. Like 13 years.
Yeah. No, it's
Like
cruel and unusual.
yeah, it's fucking just shoot them right in the head if you think they're a menace to society, but don't torture them with that shit. Like
Oh yeah, no. Like if you put me to death, you better kill me like tomorrow. You better do it within the
oh
week. Like
yeah, if you sentence me to death at a jury trial, like
yeah.
I'm gonna go through my appeal process or whatever. But
Yeah,
like
like I'll do my best to get out of it, but if I'm done, it's got to be that week for sure.
yeah, but like a little bit like if you have any, that the justice system is fucked because they don't have the confidence to shoot you right in the head the second
Oh,
the
exactly.
evidence comes out.
Exactly, exactly. Like if they like, because I think it's weird that the government can kill people, but like if your government is the type to kill people, if you all are sure, you just do it. Like they're like, don't sit around until until it wanders like out of public knowledge, right? And then do it. Like,
I kind of feel like juries should be the court of public opinion in some capacity because I don't trust 12 fucking dummies like that could be anybody to be my juror.
oh, true. I don't know. Would you trust yourself as someone's juror?
I would trust myself as someone's juror because I am inherently biased against the system where I'd have to be like, no, I don't think they did it no matter what. Like there's almost no scenario where I wouldn't be like, fucking, hey, you want to live a little? Let this convicted murderer walk free. Or like this should be
Seriously?
convicted murderer walk free. I am
I
the
don't know.
dude
I don't.
who screams for the release of Barabbas at fucking like Passover or whatever. Like I want to see criminals walk. Like if you're a repeat offender, I probably can't help you out.
Mm,
Um, like I feel like I could sit in a room with a bunch of like with 12 angry men, as it were, and be like,
mhm.
no, I just don't think murder should be a crime.
Ah, interesting. Interesting,
or
John.
like
I think we
or
would be
like I
opposite jurors.
or just like I don't think that I should be getting paid minimum wage to be here right now. Or like I fundamentally disagree with the way that we would convict this guy, and the fact that
Wow.
we hear witness testimony is absurd. Like the fact that
Yeah,
we
yeah.
trust people enough to like, I mean, I get that there's cross referencing, but it's to act that to act like the way that our jury system exists now has anything to do with logic and fucking like getting a middle-aged mom to get up on a witness stand and say, I don't think that this black dude should ever be, he's a super predator, he should never be allowed out on the streets again, like at a parole hearing or something.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
Oh, I don't
That's
think
not.
parole should have anything to do with the person that the crime was committed against.
Oh yeah, no, probably not. I mean,
It's like, no, your level of involvement. If you're
yeah,
if
like
you're
their
gonna be a
involvement
fucking
is
victim for
unnecessary.
the rest of your life, like, shut the fuck up a little bit, you know?
Oh no, exactly. Like, hear me out. Hear me out. Like, there are like people who have been victimized, and I understand why. Like, what am I trying to say? Why you might wallow in victimhood, as it were, but not taking control of your life is definitely it's a loser move. It really is. And so, what am I trying to say? What am I trying to pace to what am I trying to say? Place parole around like the parameters of parole around the like what am I trying? Well-being of the not necessarily well-being of the victim, but even like feelings of the victim
Oh,
or
I don't
something
care
like
about the
that.
feelings of the victim at all.
Exactly.
Like,
Like if
did this
someone like
person
yeah,
actually reform? Do I believe that they're reformed?
yeah, exactly. Like because I suppose to a certain extent, like what am I trying to say? This depending on like the nature of the crime and whatnot. Like let's say John, you walk down your street, fucked a dude up, like really fucked him up, right? They might make sure that you don't fuck up that dude again, right? But that should be nested in the idea that you should stop fucking up random people, as it were, like nested in your rehabilitation.
Yeah, I guess. But like,
Yeah.
um, I don't know. It's so weird because our laws, is there any part of a murder law that says like except in self-defense? Because that's
Yeah.
weird. That's
Yeah.
weird. Because
Or well, it
basically,
might
like,
not be like the
if
stand your
there's
ground laws and whatnot.
yeah, but I feel like there's some part of common law or like some sort of like basic.
Oh, like for just murder, like on the street. Like, yeah, I think that is. I don't know. I don't know. But if I had to guess, I believe there is some aspect that would say, yeah, unless they were trying to like kill you or some shit.
Yeah, it's like, well, some sort of reasonable. I don't know if it's codified into there's some kind of reasonable expectation that there was a threat to your life, people won't like convict you. Just
Yeah,
because, like, it's
I
like,
think
would you do the same thing? Would you do the same thing? I think you'd do the same thing.
I think there's what am I
Or
trying
like,
to?
would you be alive if you did the same thing? No.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? I think yeah, in those instances, oh, there's it was in a Jordan Peterson lecture. So I know you haven't heard of it.
Yeah.
But what am I it's he talks about
Let me guess. He says organizational structures.
no. It's about he tells a story essentially about like a woman in a trailer park saw a gang murdering and like a rival gang member, and they saw her, and so they like stripped her naked and forced her to participate in the murder, like by bludgeoning this dude with a rock, and like I think she got off by the skin of her teeth, mind you, but I think she got off.
Man, I don't know if I could come while murdering somebody. Good for her.
Oh man, I it was
I think that is a funny term to get. Sorry, to give people for like I was on trial for murder, I got off, or like
ah!
I was on trial for rape, I got off.
Ah! What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but I think I don't know. Based on like I don't know because I agree with a lot of what you said. Like the way we punish people is kind of fucked, and the law is fake for sure. Like the law is made up, and what am I trying to say? However, I don't know. I feel like the ability of like anyone, like any member of the citizenry, to participate in that aspect of the judicial process. I feel like that's one of the most valuable aspects of the way the states does things, right? Or yeah, like, and so I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm more of an active juror. Like, I'd be the opposite juror of you. Like, not
I
necessarily
think that it
committed
makes
to.
more sense to have a code. I mean, I I hesitate to say this because obviously I don't trust the judgment of my peers that much either. But I would rather have like because all a jury does is say guilty or not guilty. They don't do sentencing. I would feel better if they had some say in sentencing, where they were like, where a jury was like a qualitative aspect of the crime, where they're like, yeah, I mean, he's a criminal, 100% guilty, but like, we as representatives of see no reason to put this fucking like coke dealer in prison. Like, did he kill people? No. Did people kill themselves with his product? Yeah. Or like,
Well,
is he a danger
I
to
feel like
society because he jaywalked? No. Is
I
he
don't. I feel like you're
disrespectful? I don't know.
I feel like our disagreement on this particular like the juror situation is like how I feel like like as you I mean you said as much that you have what am I trying to say, you have a very low a very low amount of confidence in your fellow citizens, I suppose. I don't
We
know
know
that I
tell random people not to convict you of crime.
here's what
That's about it.
here's what I'll say about that. Here's what I'll say about that. I don't know that I trust them any more than you do, right? Or like any less than you do. Well, you don't trust them very much at all, but yeah. So I don't know that I trust them any more than you do. I just feel like if I were on a jury, I would feel responsible. Like I would feel honor bound to be the type of juror I wish I had. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Oh
like
yeah,
in that
for
type.
sure.
Yeah, exactly. And that type
And
of
the type
juror,
of
I feel
juror
like
I wish I had is somebody who would be like, uh, he, is there video footage of him, dude? Like unless I can say otherwise, what do I know? Like just being like just
no,
playing
like
so dumb, just being like, listen, man, how could we know anything?
I don't know. Like I like the
He
type of juror I
said,
wish I had is
she
someone who
said,
like the
she
type
wound up in a ditch on the side of the highway.
the type of juror I wish I had, I suppose, is someone who would like, because yeah, like if I like, because I imagine I'll have to go to jury duty someday, right? Like I haven't, yeah, but I
Oh,
definitely
you
will.
probably
'Cause I
won't
guess
have
that's
to. They're just gonna take one look at you and be like, excuse me, fucking what? No. No, no. We gotta have people in prison. We gotta have people inside prison.
but if what am I trying to say?
Unless
But
it's
if I
like
do, right?
indicting somebody on financial crimes. And they'll be like, come on in here, come on in here.
But what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? Like, I wouldn't give a fuck about the trial, right? But I feel as though I would be very yeah. I feel like I'd be honor bound to at least like thoroughly consider all the evidence and presume. What am I trying to say? And presume innocence before guilt and whatnot. Like beyond a shadow of a doubt and all that. I feel like that's yeah. So
Yeah, I feel like
I don't know.
anarchists have a bit of a problem where like they want everybody to be an anarchist and they don't just live anarchistically within society like as an individual, which is a
Yeah.
problem. Because like
Well,
if
I
they
think.
you can subvert the system to no end.
Oh no, exactly. Like there's a lot of ways you can burn. You can burn the government, as it were.
Yeah. You can be
But
like, yeah.
oh, but what was I going to say? What was I going to say? Yeah, that is kind of a problem in that I suppose the easiest way, I think it's because of like the easiest way to live as an anarchist is if everyone lived anarchistically, and I suppose they're just trying to take the easy way out.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose. I don't know if it is the easiest way because it involves so much organization of people to be an anarchist. Then I feel like also anarchy kind of has a problem where it doesn't recognize that organizational structures are like a basic tenet of human civilization. Like
Oh yeah,
civilizations organize in mega cities with like infrastructure. Like that's what
yeah. No,
people
like
do. That's what
yeah.
people
Like the
do.
like
It's as
sense
basic
we
to the human like
like it's
condition as
almost inherent, like
language.
damn
It's
near.
inherent, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It's inherent that most people will stick together.
Oh no, exactly, exactly. And
And
so
it might
I
only
yeah.
be inherent as a product of like agriculture. That's up in the air, but like it's a strange world we live in.
Oh no, truly, and I like, and it's a lot of yeah, and I think it is because like they're like, man, if there just weren't a government, then we'd all have to. I don't know, I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
like
not going to give a
if you
defense of it.
believe in any to any degree, and you don't just do it when you're out in public. Like,
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, here's the thing: like the people who are like without like, I guess like if you think that everybody in anarchy would plunge the world into chaos, or I guess if you don't think that, then just start doing it. Because like
yeah,
if you trust yourself to be baseline good enough not to use your anarchistic liberties to like go around murder, like I've murdered and raped all the people I've wanted to, like
which
all
yeah,
the
yeah,
people I've
exactly,
truly wanted to kill, I've done. But
yeah,
that's
yeah,
about
yeah.
zero because
That's yeah, no, that's
you know,
zero people. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And yeah, I feel that. Because what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? Because like I suppose my personal relationship with the concept of like anarchism is that I don't like the idea of having strings on me. Like we were talking about this earlier. Yeah, like I think if you're a grown ass man, I think it's weird in any form to take orders from another grown ass man for no reason, right? Like if you're smarter than me, stronger than me, faster than me, you know what I mean? Like then you can make me do what you want me to do, I suppose. But if you're not making me, I think it's weird for me to just do what you want me to do. So,
Yeah.
so like I suppose that's like a personal string cutting situation. But if you want, yeah, I think that's the ideal way for an anarchist to be. Like just don't like yeah if you don't respect the system, don't respect the system, like jaywalk and shit, you know.
Yeah, like don't create an organizational structure to dismantle organizational structures.
Just
Just
do
go
it
live in the
with your
fucking
bare
woods or
fucking
like
yeah,
live in
or
the
if you're
middle
gonna
of a city
dismantle
and
it, do
just
it with your bare fucking hands or something.
exactly like just be fucking a crazy dude. Be a crazy
Yeah,
interesting dude.
exactly. Like yeah.
Like yeah, just pick up the sort of mythological aspects of anarchy, like spray painting and shit like that, like graffiti.
Yeah, no,
Just
you're gonna want to
causing
learn how to make. You're gonna want to make a pipe bomb. You're gonna want to. You're at least gonna want to know how to.
listeners of the Pirates of Paradise podcast. I do not advocate pipe bombs in government buildings. I don't advocate pipe bombs on the front lawn of the White House, and I definitely don't advocate dousing yourself in gasoline and dancing around to Hollaback by Gwen Stefani.
Ah, listeners, we only advocate pipe bombs in the safety of your own home.
Oh, people who build bombs and get away with it, like not get away with it, like get away with crime, but like get away with making a bomb and surviving.
Yeah.
Those people should not go to prison for anything. We just need to get them in jobs where what they're doing isn't a crime, like
Oh,
blowing up
exactly.
Iraqis.
Because hear me out. Because hear me. I was like, I was looking into it, and like bomb defusal, very hard skill to learn on your own, right? Take the people who already know how to make bombs, make them the bomb diffusers. We've like a brand new industry of bomb defusal.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, just have them
No.
make bombs like as part of a covert CIA like terrorist campaign in South
Or
America
yeah,
to
no.
depose a dictator.
Or for like I don't know, like demolition for like construction, I guess. Like whatever, wherever you need bombs.
Yeah, also
This is
building a
definitely the
repertoire
NSA's
of the
favorite
bomb
podcast.
insane. Like, oh no, I just build bombs, you know. Like cartels know me. Like I have some fun cartel
Oh
connections.
yeah, yo, being
Government.
known as a criminal is baller. Like, like like I guess don't
Listen,
do a
I
bunch
can't
of
go to
crimes.
Monaco because I'll be tried for war.
Oh no, exactly. Or like not even that, but like, hey, I can't go to Oslo because like some dudes will cut off my head. Like, like, like not even the government. Like people hate me so
Oh,
much. There are
having
yeah.
having a Han Solo Jabba the bounty hunter beef is
Oh
fucking
yeah.
insane. Oh,
Oh
I
no, yeah.
lost one of his shipments smuggling one time. He wants my finger, but I told him I need bombs. Uh, yeah, I owe my first kid or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Like I just don't really go around there. Like everyone, like he sends a dude to kill me like once a month. Like it's not a huge deal.
We have dinner once a year. It's no biggie.
Yeah, no, my
He
food's
goes,
always cold. I never eat.
I'll kill you one of these days, you know?
Yeah. And I'm like, catch me if you can. You know.
I'll tie up your legs and chop them off.
Yeah, no, like we hug, we take pictures together. He whispers in my ear, "I'll kill you in your sleep," and then I tell him,
Listen,
"You'll die
you
trying."
understand? I must peel your fingers like orange peels.
Like as he's kissing you on the cheeks.
It is so good to see you, my old friend.
Ooh,
Listen,
I'll hang you with
I'm
your
going
dick
to
in your
fucking
mouth.
kill you, but I need you for this project. Are you
Yeah,
interested?
exactly. Yeah. To have that relationship with like organized with like some kind of organized crime or the government is baller.
Oh my god,
And
I would love to be like not a Freemason, but like some like secret society dude that like
oh
gets
yeah.
contracted by secret societies to do their dirty work. Like,
Oh yeah. Like they're like you're like they're like, man, we really need to suppress this riot. And you're like, oh, you're gonna want to get John over here. Like, who's that? Oh, like John with the bombs. You don't know him?
oh,
You're like,
John the Bombs.
yeah, John.
I love the idea
Check
that
out.
it's like some like hood ass black dude like talking to the cartel. They're like, you don't know my dude, John the Bomb over here. You've been out here for a minute.
Yeah.
You need
Oh,
some
man.
fool blown the fuck up. The other just petting a cat. He's like, yeah, sounds very my
Oh,
strange
yeah.
friend, my strange friend.
Really?
Yes,
I would even.
I will suppress the dissidents. It's just the
I think.
Quara'e from fucking.
Oh man. I think it's even. I think it would even be baller. Like if you did that for a government, I think it's almost cooler because What am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? Because they're
Because
you're actively disrespecting their rules, but you're so good that they need your help. Like they're like like the local police are like,
oh shit.
Mr. Woods, we're gonna need a couple bombs.
Oh my god, Obama calls you up. He's like, I my fellow American. I
Yeah,
heard
no.
that you can make a mean pipe bomb.
Oh,
Listen,
God damn.
let it be known. Barack Hussein Obama ain't no bitch to be trifled with. Listen, Joe Biden wants to run for president. He couldn't keep his own fucking cancerous son alive.
I'm gonna run for a third term.
Listen,
And,
he's my brother. We need to. I need a kick in line though. All BBP.
oh man, Obama's gonna scare Joe Biden into being a good president with a pipe bomb.
Listen, Joe, how many other kids do you have? Turning into Yogi Bear.
I was excited. It's all like. I'm the police have Yogi Bear. Hold on. That seems like a huge revelation. Did they talk about that during in 2016, like when he was going out of style?
Yeah, I think Hillary Clinton stage in 2008, like during the primary debates, was like, "You Yogi Bear ass motherfucker," and that was actually what boosted her chances to become president in 2016. Why shot you?
Oh, but no, it would be wonderful. Like how what am I trying to say? I think the small like a Commissioner Gordon Batman situation where it's very clear that I respect none of your rules or yeah. That one, I respect none of your rules, and two, I'm more skilled than your entire.
That's great. Yeah, like while you're in the building, they just want to have the meeting about building bombs for them. They have to get some detailers to come in and sweep the place to make sure you didn't bug it or anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. I love that.
Oh yeah, I like remember that scene in Man of Steel when Superman snaps his handcuffs.
Nah, never seen Man of Steel.
Oh wow, okay, never mind.
But that is one of my favorite Cypress Hill songs. It has Shaquille O'Neal on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fact, and many know that Shaq made a mills, but did you know that Shaq made a still? No matter what I do, them billions gon' flourish. Big Shaq is like a tour bus, or sorry, it's like a bus full of Japanese tourists, I think the line is. Killer song. Killer song.
Wait, what's it called again?
Men of Steel. Cypress Hill, Shaquille O'Neal. There's a shit ton. I think Ice Cube's on it. Like,
oh wait, hold on.
Insane.
John, can I take this call real quick?
Oh yeah, for sure. I gotta pee. For sure, if somebody touches your hair, you're allowed to send them one drunk DM per instance of them touching your hair.
You know what? I think that's yeah. Like, what am I trying to say? I think those actions are equal. You get to touch my hair, which is a little weird. Don't like to have people touch my head all the time. In exchange, I'm just gonna say, hey, what's going on with you?
It's gonna be like 3:30 in the morning when I get home. I'm gonna be like, that one person touched my hair. I'm gonna use that instance to justify be like, oh, you're fucking hot, or like something like that, you know,
exactly.
just
like, hey,
a really awful 3 a.m.
Yeah.
DM.
Oh no, exactly. Like saying,
just tell them they're a 10 and they're like,
it's like,
obviously, I get that message
every day.
Which is, hear me out. I think that's a bit rude to say. Like, it's a bit of a conversational shutdown because where do I go from there? But also, what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? It's baller to say. Like, if it's true, you know what I mean? Because I imagine a lot of instances it is, relatively speaking. At
Oh
least
yeah,
with like
yeah, yeah,
the people we are thinking of, I suppose.
yeah,
The
yeah,
type
yeah,
of
for
people.
sure.
Yeah,
Like
but because
definitely,
oh my gosh, done
yeah.
some serious.
I don't receive like random DMs that often. Like I've
Oh,
gotten them. You know, you got to get like a DM from like a crazy person, but like just a little bit, like
yeah,
10% crazy might develop into schizophrenia later in life.
yeah. Like someone who
But
will have a break due to stress at some point.
oh yeah, like somebody who would yell at children if they were teaching in a classroom. Like somebody who would
Yeah.
just break down and fucking start
Like a
bawling.
like a bullied substitute teacher.
Yeah, but like an emotionally abusive permanent teacher, more like
Okay. Oh, okay.
like one that's just like, oh, you guys disappoint me. Disappointed.
Yeah.
I had such
Like
high
you guys are
expectations for you guys.
like people were like, I'm trying to help you, but yeah. But what was I? Oh yeah, but if it's like if you've ever touched my hair, and hear me out, I don't mean this in like what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? Like a predatory kind of way, but I'm in like in I believe these actions are equal. If you've ever touched my hair, I feel like, and you happen to be a dime, I feel like I get to say, and like let's say it's a crisp 3:49. You know what I'm saying? I can't sleep. I get to think. I get to text you. You're alarmingly attractive, and that's it. Like
you,
period.
you can open it and leave me on red, or just say you or lol.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, oh my god! If every dude had like a face tattoo for fucking every like embarrassing DM they've ever sent,
We'd all be wearing masks. Yeah.
oh, we'd all, yeah, we would look like we were in some kind of metal band.
Oh no, exactly. We would look like we're slaves of some culture.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Like
no,
this,
they're all punishment tattoos.
they're all punishment tattoos. Honestly, might make it a thing. Just be like, oh, this is all the, like, just to
I feel like that
mythologize
if some
the
kind of
unhealthy aspects of technology, just to be like,
oh yeah.
oh, this is gonna be a cultural thing. Like this is
Oh
a
yeah.
movement. Like
If they're ever some
if
kind
you
of
catch me
totalitarian
lacking,
yeah, if there ever some kind of totalitarian like matriarchy, like some kind of like hyper feminist like oppressive culture, I feel like that's definitely a thing they would do.
yeah, if there's some pussy politic in
Yeah.
the future,
Yeah. Yeah. They would like say, "Hey," they would go through all your DMs. They would have like an AI that does it or some shit, and they would just line us up, face tattoos.
yeah, for sure. Like there'd be some kind of bot. It's
Yeah.
like, why did you send? There'd be like some kind of like, I was gonna say mock trial, like Nuremberg, but like not like Nuremberg, because I guess that one was real.
But like you
Have
get
you,
like
have you ever
you
seen
get like
footage of
partially
that?
interrogated. No, I haven't.
It's super interesting. So like, I guess the reason they held a trial was so that they weren't just hanging Nazis.
Yeah.
Um, but like at the same
Which I
time,
appreciate.
nobody was tried and found not guilty. I don't think.
Oh,
Like they were like, oh no, for sure, like Holocaust. We have the
yeah.
documentation from you guys.
Like
You
we have
fucking
yeah.
Germans like faxed each other like a business copy and a customer receipt for every person you killed. Their names and like notaries all over that paper.
Oh yeah. Say what's the there's a term for like a false court. It's not mock trial. It's
Kangaroo court.
there we go. That's it. But yeah, it might have been a little kangaroo courty, but they had hard evidence on them all.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
a traffic ticket or something. Like
Exactly. There was no.
like, this is a special counsel created a
Yeah.
world to try you for crimes. Honestly, I think it was the inconvenience. It wasn't even the care for human life. It was just like, listen, bitch. We just had to fucking cross an ocean, two oceans, to fucking stop your ass from like taking over Europe.
Yeah.
This is on you. Like, it's the ultimate fuck you. It's just fuck you, fuck everyone you've ever loved, fuck everything you've ever done, fuck everything. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. I don't even care about the.
I think
I just have to get out of bed before 9 a.m. and it's your fault exclusively.
I think about it sometimes in that like Hitler was a wild dude. Like Hitler was bad for sure. Listeners, I do not agree with Hitler.
So
But
Hitler's bad.
it's at least part of it. Like Hitler was bad, feeling sad, weed is rad. That'd be the something like that, you know. Oh yeah, almost took over the fucking world. You know what I mean? Hitler was a dude who was a soldier, then an artist, then almost took over the fucking world. And that's wild to think about. You know what I mean? Like wild. Because I could see
Isn't
how
it?
someone like, oh, say what
Oh,
you
go ahead. Go ahead.
I could see how someone could kind of take over the world now. Like humans are
Um,
very interconnected, and it would be much easier nowadays to form a very large cult following than it was before. I suppose when spreading via word of mouth. You know what I mean?
I don't know if. Do you think that we could ever have like I guess
Like
because
another
I'm not familiar with the scale of like the civil rights march. Like I'm not sure what participation percentage it had.
which one?
Oh, the civil rights movement. Like how many people were
Yeah,
out
like
marching
overall.
in the streets and shit.
Like
I'd
the number.
imagine participation on that end was pretty high.
Yeah, yeah.
But then there were obviously like black parents too, I'm sure, who were like, yeah, no, just stay inside. Like, you don't
Oh
want to
no,
go
yeah, yeah, yeah.
out there
It's like
messing around with all these fucking political radicals.
yeah, exactly.
But I don't know how easy it would be to fucking I don't even know if it would be possible to
To
just to
do it
get that kind
nowadays.
of grassroots support for any issue.
Nowadays.
Like I think life is kind of good enough that it would take like a pretty serious like economic collapse for any serious change to occur.
Oh, to
Like
get like
there'd
a
have to
hundred
be
thousand
some kind
people
of
on the streets
pretty big
because like
precipitating event.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, most likely. Well, do you mean in the case like you getting like 100,000 people to follow you in the street type shit? Is that like you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Like
getting
just
everybody who lived in the DC metropolitan area to march on Capitol Hill or something, like
oh
with
yeah, yeah,
signs and fucking like
like having an army.
yeah, basically.
Yeah,
But
I
like
think that would be difficult. I think
I
it could
don't
be done
think
though.
like people are so apathetic. There's so much political like apathy. I don't know how just because we've seen all the bad shit, right? Like we've seen cops shooting people in the back as they're running away. We've known about like money and politics for like damn near 40 years. Like Eddie Murphy was making, or not Eddie Murphy. Fuck, I forget his name. Chris Rock,
Chris
maybe.
Rock.
He had
Chris
like some
Rock. Yeah, yeah.
Coming to
What's
America. That's
do you
Eddie B,
remember what
right?
the bit was about? We could look it up.
Oh, basically just like oh shit, I forget what. Basically, I think it's wait, who made Coming to America? Because it's the same guy. Sec. I think it's Eddie Murphy. Yeah, Eddie Murphy. Um, he has this movie. I forget what it's called. Um, actually, I can probably just find it here. But he shit, not Shrek 2, not Harlem Nights.
No, it was Shrek
Uh,
2. It was Shrek 2.
Shrek 2, Doctor Doolittle 2. He wasn't in the first one of either of those movies. He was added later. Amazon Women on the Moon, not that either. But basically, yeah, it doesn't matter. The movie he made was about like how like it was talking about the PAC and Super PAC system in like 1992. So that's damn near like 30 years ago. Like it's close to it.
Yeah.
It's been a problem visible enough to be put into film and television for 30 years,
Wait, can I?
but like we haven't even really done anything to change that system as it is now. Like not even to mention like the new forms of corruption that would spring up once that was erased.
So you're saying that we as a society are aware of problems big enough like to warrant like bodies, people having armies rally causes, right? But that hasn't happened, I suppose. So you're saying without large.
Did you say you were outside? Because I can't hear you.
I was outside now. So.
Oh, okay, cool. But yeah, I don't know. It's just like, but what would it take? Like on a
I don't
Would
know.
it take
I
like a
think
politician being, I don't know, because there's also so much horse shit.
if you wanted to, I think rallying an army around a cause might be difficult. Like being like outspoken about a cause, and then as a result of that outspokenness, a bunch of people wanting to follow you like physically through the streets type shit, right? I feel like that would be really hard. But I don't think having an army, like period, would necessarily be difficult. Like I think if you wanted like 100,000 bodies at your disposal, and you were just concerned about having like 100,000 bodies you can mobilize, I feel like you could do that. I feel like you could do that. Maybe not around
Also,
a cause, but I think
grassroots revolutionary war is no longer possible in the US. Like it has
oh,
not been possible probably since World War One.
probably.
Well, I guess since the Civil
Or
War,
well,
because that was an attempt. But
oh yeah,
this,
yeah,
I
I
feel like the
suppose so.
Civil War was close enough that it could have gone either way. Like
I
if you're
mean,
playing
kind
it
of
out,
like the
like there's enough.
like
Not that it was true 50-50, but like
I think if the Civil War happened I think if the Civil War happened like 60 years before it happened, it would have been like which way it would have been like a toss up. Or maybe even like 30 years before it happened, it would have been a toss up. But I feel like a lot of technological advances happened like proximal to the Civil War, like weapons with interchangeable parts, like
oh yeah,
nuclear
yeah, yeah. I
rifles,
think that
and
was
and like telegraphy
actually
and whatnot. I
yeah.
feel like those things were relatively proximal to the Civil War, if I'm not mistaken. I think the North taking advantage of those technological advances kind of gave them an edge. So I feel like they kind of had an edge in that one. Also,
If the South had received like any international support, like in a serious manner, they probably would have been able to do something.
exactly. The South didn't have. What am I trying? Oh, also the whole basing your infrastructure on bodies thing. Like slavery is bad. Like I think slavery is bad. But what am I trying to say? And I'm saying, but outside of slavery morally, this what am I trying to say? The South really having your entire economy based on physical bodies.
Yeah, I mean, the North wasn't much better in terms of like workers'
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
rights. Like it was basically like their entire economy was bodies, obviously being paid like a little
Hmm.
bit, but
Hmm.
it was, the
Like
company
wage
store
slavery.
model is not that different than slavery. Like if you work and live and like just basically like you can have a kind master, but that doesn't mean it's not slavery.
Kind of. I understand what you're saying.
Like just saying like I guess yeah, because like at least slaves were like housed and fed and beaten and whipped or whatever, but
Oh
um
no, but
like
what was I
if
trying to
you
say?
have to if you have to fucking pay for your ghetto apartment and
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
your like moldy bread with your food,
Yeah,
it's
they're
not
both.
that much better.
Yeah, no, they're both ganks, but they're different.
At
What was I
least
gonna say?
at least
Um,
fucking somebody else has an interest in keeping you alive because they have like an
yeah,
investment.
because you're. Oh, what was I gonna? Oh, what I was going to say is because they have an investment in keeping you alive because you're at the bottom of their supply chain. You know what I mean? To the extent that like my understanding is that a lot of the South's economy at the time was based on the production of textiles, and they're at the bottom. Like slaves are at the bottom, like the very bottom of the textile production
It
chain,
wasn't about
because
the
like
production of textiles, it was about the production of raw materials, and then the textile processing was all in the north, which was major
oh
bummer
well,
for
even
them
more so.
because, you know, like if you only have one cash crop and
Exactly.
one you can't sell it at war anyways because
Yeah,
like
yeah,
there's
yeah.
going to be a navy blockade all along your coast and like
Exactly.
nobody wants to fuck with a country in a civil war because they don't like they want to do business with the winner no matter what, so
Exactly. Exactly. But
they're not going to do any business
yeah,
when the
but even
winner's
more
still
so,
being
they were
decided.
yeah, even more so. So I feel like because of all these reasons, like the South was definitely at a slight or well, not a slight disadvantage, like a disadvantage.
Yeah, but I feel like they still could have won. um what if they had freed the slaves though? Like what if that was their whole thing? Like they
Like the
freed the
South freed the
slaves,
slaves.
the South freed the slaves, and they're like they just completely changed what it was about. They're like, oh
That's
no, this is
pretty interesting.
like they're like
That's a pretty interesting concept.
at first it was just we should be able to keep slaves, but now it's fuck them all. Do you think that there would still be enough animosity in the South? Well, okay, I feel like if they gave black people equal rights,
Like
then they'd be
really,
killed.
if they really did it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like the
Like
shit
if
that
they like,
the North
yeah,
wouldn't even get for like
150 years.
Yeah.
That would be
Like,
kind of baller. You might see
oh,
like
yeah, that would be interesting. Like that's like if I could change history in any like in a way, just to see that would how that would happen, because I feel like that would change the entirety of African American culture, like all of it.
oh for sure. But at the same time, most black people didn't really leave the South at the end. Like the
Oh
South
no, a
is
lot of them.
still
Yeah,
so
there's like
black.
a lot of like shit.
It's
Yeah.
predominantly black.
Yeah, no, there's a lot. There was like a lot of there was like not incentive to stay, but sharecropping.
Yeah, not so much is incentives to stay, so much as like there's not a lot of opportunity to be sought elsewhere, although there is, but like not really. It's
Yeah,
still pretty limited.
it's what am I trying to say? It's I feel like the South is a bird in the hand, and the North was like two in the bush. Then I feel like
Don't
that's
know
kind
what
of
that means, but
what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? The potential to survive in the South was like very real and tangible, whereas I feel as though I don't know, for at least like black people living in the South, I imagine the potential to survive and maybe thrive in the North pathetic.
also these West Africans are not about long cold winters, so
Oh no. Yeah.
yeah, South, yeah,
Yeah.
little closer, I guess. Not really. I don't know.
Well, temperature wise, I mean, the South is hot.
Yeah, I
It's
was
the
gonna say
South.
temperature,
Well, it
but
used to.
climate
It's
and like landscape wise, I was trying to think because I
yeah.
guess probably it's probably comparable to some regions of Africa in that Africa is so large and so diverse in its like
Some part,
uh
I suppose. Could
yeah.
be. Like, yeah.
Some part of the
Like
South
somewhere.
looks like Florida probably looks pretty similar to like Mozambique.
Oh.
Just like fucking marshes and bogs and poverty. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know shit
Florida's
about
all.
either, so
um.
oh my god,
Those dudes. I'm so. I like.
if the South just became like a whole South American continent of like a mega country, North America or like North US and Canada merged into one country.
Oh wow, and the South
It was
just
just
became a
Canada
part of
and
yeah,
the
like a
South.
part of Latin America.
That'd be so baller though. Like
That would be.
if the South took Latin America, they just continued like the Texas War, like down through. I mean, to be fair, it would probably peter off around Central America just because it gets so thin. If there was any
Really
real
repulsive.
resistance from South America, but if they just incorporated it, changed the whole history of like dictators and despots, and also the history would already be completely different because the U.S. hadn't been meddling in like I guess like Mesoamerica for a pretty like it was a pretty short time. Like I think the Mexicans, like the Mexican American War might have been before the Civil War, might have been right after. I'm not sure. Um, let's see. Let's take a little look see at these dates. Oh yeah, so it was right before,
Oh,
like
okay.
1846 to 1848.
Hmm.
So yeah, like about 15 to 30 years before the Civil War, I think. Is that right? I don't know. Yeah, it's like 1860s is the Civil War, right? Something like that.
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
65.
Didn't it only take like 3 years?
The Civil War.
Yeah.
I
Wars
thought it
are
was I like
weird.
yeah, like I thought it was from 1861 to 1865. I could be wrong about that.
Oh yeah. Oh no, sorry. I thought yeah. You're probably right, but still, like I don't know. It's weird because a war that takes like I'm trying to think about 10-year wars and like all the real wars kind of wrapped themselves up in like a decade.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're like the idea of fighting for 100 years is wild.
Yeah, like at
Like who like
at
you really
no
need to
point somebody just said like, "Hey, literally everybody who was originally involved with this beef is dead." Like
exactly
if you want to
like
be
has
beefing,
been
let's
dead
do it
for
in
years.
some other kind of way.
Yeah, like let's be cool for a bit. Let's find out what we could beef about. Then we could be at war again.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah.
It's such a strange concept. But like I don't know, because I feel like people are people, be this correct or not. Be he alive or be he dead, I'll grind his bones to make my bread. I will. Uh, no, but I feel like most people now are pretty pacifistic, like when it comes to war in general. Like I don't feel like if you asked any given person on any given day if we should go to war with a country, that most people would say like unequivocally yes. Like
I don't. Yeah, not a very high percentage.
yeah, like it would have to be like a country like Iran or something.
Yeah, it would probably be a middle country or like North Korea or something like that. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe.
North Korea, maybe.
Yeah, like people that
Maybe
like
you
the
might find like a
zeitgeist
few
are
like
hated.
cold warriors in like
Yeah,
rural
yeah, yeah,
America. Like
yeah. Just
we need
yeah,
to fight
yeah.
Russia and China. Bring back American steel, something like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I don't think the majority of people like wish to go to war like at all. So I suppose yeah. Well, what's your point related to that?
My point related to that is, oh, did you know that like the U.S. doesn't allow? I think it actually started with Obama. They don't allow news crews to film bodies in caskets anymore coming back from war,
Interesting.
and I think that that's a major press censorship.
Yeah,
But
I would say it is.
yeah, like I feel like you should have to show every casualty of war if
Oh yeah,
possible.
yeah. Like
Like,
you should.
and if you
You should
like
at least.
war or like you like the people who fight wars, you should be like the most respectful way to honor like them dying is to be like, listen, let's wrap this shit because wars aren't won in the aren't won in the trenches, they're won like on the treaty table. Like
Yeah, yeah.
how can we get like, I mean, the ultimate goal is a peaceful solution, so why do we need a violent fucking,
Like middle.
escalation to
Yeah,
get there?
we should. Yeah, we should minimize the. Because I suppose I understand. I understand why war happens to the extent that sometimes yeah like sometimes sitting at the table is not enough or passions are too high and whatnot, and so you need to progress into something lower, like more physical, something like a higher resolution form of communication. And I suppose physical violence is kind of the highest resolution form of communication, so I
Do
understand
you think
why
that
that happens sometimes. But
do you think it's possible that like we could have another Alexander the Great that achieves like complete, like I guess Catherine the Great would be better, but like I mean a great dude like a golden horde type character that just
how do you mean?
like unites all of society, like the entire world or at least a major section of a major continent into
Eh,
like under one organizational structure, like a government
I
or
mean,
something
I'm
like
working
that,
on
or
it.
like an empire.
I
Because I
don't
don't
know.
know if it's possible at this point.
I think about doing it all the time, but I do not know if it's possible.
Yeah, I don't know if you could
Yeah, no, I don't.
have it. I think you could definitely introduce a popular organizational structure. I don't
Yeah,
know if you could make. I mean, I don't think anybody ever has just had it be the one, but I mean, like, I think you get what I'm saying, though. Like,
I think
I don't think that you
nowadays it
could
would have
have
to
a
happen.
global empire unless
I think
it was
I
gonna. I think you could, but I don't think you could achieve it through total warfare. I feel like
Oh
you'd
no, no,
have
no, no, no.
like
I
we're at the point now where it's like nukes and hellfire until we all like come out of the
exactly
fucking
like that's what
mushroom
the
cloud,
largest scale conflict looks like. Yeah,
like
yeah,
where we all just go like, let's stop this and fucking we need to be one people because there's like 5,000 of us left,
yeah, yeah,
or like there's so much prosperity from as like a result of industrialization that we're like, or I guess that it's not even that there's so much prosperity, but there's so much like financial interest in having a unified economy that
yeah,
companies just go like, let's stop fucking outsourcing and just insource in the one country.
yeah, yeah. What am I? Goddamn. What was I gonna say? Hold on. I
Where
broke apart.
globalization is basically
Oh yeah,
so rampant that it, I mean, we're kind of already at that point. Like you can travel to any country you want pretty much no problem.
true. What was I gonna say?
Canada might be the hardest one.
I feel like the only what am I trying to say? The only way global what am I trying to say? Global conquest is popular nowadays is like less at the top of society, like governmentally via like war and whatnot, but at the bottom via like not necessarily consumer goods, but like maybe services isn't the right word either. But if everyone uses your thing, like even like what am I trying to say? Like the majority of the citizenry, like the government, whatnot, then the what am I trying to say? The functionality or the productivity, I suppose, on any given level of that given like nation state, I guess, is dependent on you. You know what I mean?
Oh, I was thinking about this the other day. Like the dude who invented the traffic cone and like
Yeah.
is the licensed contractor to sell traffic cones to the US government or
Yeah.
like employees of the US government, like
Yeah.
subcontractors. That dude's balling hard and he didn't do shit.
Exactly.
He created an orange cone with a reflective stripe.
Yeah. Like maybe two. Like whoa.
Yeah, like there's not a lot of materials engineering that goes into that.
Oh no, he didn't win a Nobel Prize for that.
Safety cone. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so traffic cones were invented by Charles D. Nuts. Charles D. Scanlon. More like Scam Long.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a lot. He got him. He's still getting them.
He, of course, he's from L.A. Typical
Interesting.
liberal. No, but he's an American who got the idea while working as a painter for the street painting department of the city of Los Angeles. Okay. He invented. Oh, okay. He invented wooden traffic cones. But then in 1961, so like 20, no, 17, 18 years later, David Morgan of Burford, Oxfordshire, UK, believes that he constructed. Okay, believes that he constructed does not mean shit. Constructed the first experimental plastic traffic cone.
Oh, okay.
Experimental plastic traffic cones, and Hitler was a bad guy.
Yeah.
Oh
That
my
is super
god.
interesting.
The
Like to
dude
the
who
extent that please go
the
ahead.
dude who fucking implemented it as a policy received $45 for his suggestion.
Wow.
Oh my god.
That's
Oh, they
that's
were
like the dude
originally
who
made
gave
out of concrete.
Oh, why? Well, I
I
guess
don't know.
materials were yeah, no, that's
Ah, this is awful.
like wait, what year were they implemented again?
So they were invented or they were patented in 1943, first used in 1958. 1961, the first plastic ones were
1960.
1961, the first plastic ones were
Damn.
created,
I would
and in
expect the plastic ones to come sooner.
1959 was when uh, Russell Stork, a cable splicer, was awarded $45.
For like the idea.
Although I guess it's not that. Like it's kind of just like saying like maybe we paint on the sidewalk to mark like where gas lines are. Like it's not that.
Like I wouldn't say it's worth it's worth $45. Like
Yeah, because he didn't create the cone. He was just like, hey, how
exactly.
about we have all these fucking rubber and wooden and concrete pillars. How about we like put them around us or something? Like, what the fuck do we have these for? Who bought these?
Yeah. Like what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? Yeah, I've thought about that kind of thing. Well, going back to the idea of what am I trying to say of like being a global conqueror via some kind of traffic cone esque thing. Like the what am I trying to say? Like the niche I've always thought of like the hypothetical Quara'e solutions in is the idea of what am I trying to say? The idea of like being something new and irreplaceable. Like being what am I trying to say? Because
You know
the
the game
government is
Cornhole?
cornhole. No, oh yeah, that's a weird
Yeah,
game.
I hate the name. I don't know why it's called that. It's like it's just a beanbag toss.
Yeah.
but apparently there's like one company that invented it, and they're like massive because you don't need a good product or like I don't know. It's innovation with substantial financial motivation behind it does not take a lot of creativity. It just kind of takes
Yeah.
like the right policy initiatives, I guess,
I mean, kinda. Like,
or like networking more so.
well,
Like being
really
able
new
to know the guy who like buys or like orders the traffic cones and have like a business relationship with him. Just be
Mhm.
like, listen, I make traffic cones. It's what I do.
Like, it's my passion, bro.
All day long, I'm slaving away
Dude,
at
I
these
never
fucking
get out of that
traffic cones.
garage. I'm always making those traffic cones.
The plastic fumes, they rise up into my nostrils. Luckily, I
Dude,
have
I see
some.
God. God tells me, God moves my hands for me. God puts the reflective stripe on.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's like the people
Like,
who
you're serious.
test like katanas by swinging them at bundles of bamboo. It's
Yeah.
like, listen, man, like I gotta back up my car. I gotta back up my car towards this traffic cone. And if I see the light of God reflecting off of it, I know that I did my job to the best of God, of the abilities
that.
God gave me.
Yeah, I do that to every traffic cone. I make 100,000 cones a day. I spend so much money on gas just testing.
Just test him, just back it up the Brinks truck.
I've been into 40 accidents because I saw God.
I was in the middle of an intersection and I heard the word stop, stop.
And I
Dear
saw a
God,
vision of the
stop.
cone and I cried. And I broke 18 of my ribs.
When I awoke, there was blood splattered all over my windshield, and the traffic cone was sitting perfectly on my hood, on the hood of my freshly waxed car.
I was just up all night. I was in a stupor. I've been shooting pool for 64 hours.
At first, I thought, how am I gonna sell these cones? I thought about selling them as pocket liners for pool tables.
I was gonna turn them into vapes. I was all the.
I thought like maybe funnels. Yeah, maybe you want to get liquid from one glass into another container, but that container has a small opening, but not that small of an opening, just a smaller opening.
I was gonna make them the. Ooh, I was gonna make it so you could use it as a drip tip for a mod.
I thought about selling industrial bottles of propylene glycol nicotine solution, but that'll never catch on.
Oh man. Oh man. So yeah, that's definitely what that dude was like, listeners. This has been Malcolm Gladwell's revisionist history.
I got $45.
Ooh, I'm gonna need more than $45.
I'm
With
gonna
all
need
these
about
pills.
45 years of my life dedicated to making all these goddamn traffic cones. Where do you pick? Where do you park your car when you gotta pick up the traffic cones? You can't pick them up; they're everywhere. I line them up in my driveway and say, "You figure it out." I spell "you figure it out" in traffic cones. You know that if you collect too many traffic cones together in one space, it causes a hole in the ozone layer from all the satellites bouncing off of the reflective tape.
Oh man. That's how dude, you know you can summon Cthulhu with those traffic cones. You just light them up. Bleed on them.
You can summon those ancient ones, you know?
Dude, oh man, I would love to see a scene in a film or something like that where some kind of New England man, some kind of disheveled New England man is telling someone how to summon the elder gods with traffic cones.
Like he's just sitting at a bar talking about his car and all the traffic cones he sells. just out there slinging cones, and he's like,
Yeah, no.
"Listen,
And
man,
he brings you close. He grabs you. He grabs you
Listen.
close.
listen, never." Oh, and that's actually perfect Lovecraft too, because Lovecraft always made the person telling the stories like a
Like some kind of
non-credible
drunk.
witness.
Yeah.
Some kind of like crazy town drunk, but you're not sure if they were crazy and that's how they
Yeah.
thought of all these things, or if
Exactly.
all these things drove them to the brink of insanity and beyond.
Oh yeah. Like I've been. What am I trying to say? I've been listening to a lot of Lovecraft recently. Like
Yeah,
I
he
just
recorded
like
all his books on audio tape.
you're like what am I trying to say? Like readings of him, and like like I finished the Call of Cthulhu, the Shadow at Innsmouth, and right now I'm on At the Mountains of Madness.
I don't remember. I've read some of his books, not like front to back, but I've read them in like graphic novel format.
Oh,
um, and they were pretty fucking good. Like
Yeah, no, Lovecraft is good at what he does.
but they were also really they translate amazingly to like a graphic novel format.
Oh, they do.
Because like I don't know, just there's so much opportunity for like whimsical
Oh,
shit and
God.
just like I don't know, horror is something that's not hard to do. Like just think of
I mean,
something that makes you uncomfortable. It's hard to do well, but it's not hard
yes,
to
that's
like,
what I mean. That's what I
make
mean.
something
Yeah.
that unsettles somebody, I guess.
Oh, exactly.
Oh my gosh, I love VeggieTales so much, but like
Why do you love VeggieTales? Doc?
it's so uncanny valley. Well, see, because my parents, or like I grew up in a Christian household in the early 2000s, late 90s, so I know about VeggieTales. We had them on VHS, son.
Oh, actually, like I've seen VeggieTales too, but I never like watched it. Like I didn't ever try one VeggieTales.
Yeah, it's pretty baller though. Like as far as Christian TV shows go, I don't know. It does a
Should I
decent
check it
job.
out sometime?
Yeah, we're trying to build like a portfolio of things Quara'e should watch. The first time he does acid, because he wants like not like a shaman, but you want like some sort of guided meditation, or something like that,
Yeah.
right?
I think a
And
shaman's
so
experience could describe it.
that's why I suggested the Holy Mountain, which I think is a good place to start. But it's
Oh, that is
not that long of a movie compared to like the length of the trip. There's
true.
definitely time for just silence and somewhere in there. And definitely
There
just
could be
listening to
something.
some music, which can be the same thing as silence and self reflection. Or not the same thing, but achieve the same effect.
True.
But then there's also oh, it's also really weird. It just reminded me of something my my drug dealer always posts like really lonely baity things on his Snapchat, and it's sad and beautiful to me because it's exactly the same things I'm thinking. But he'll just post like motivational posters from like some obscure website, like he got it from like the 58th page of the Donald or something. But it was like you never know who you are until you spend time alone with yourself, or something like, or like you never. Oh no, I think it was a Nikola Tesla quote. It was like
No.
geniuses need time to themselves or something, and it's like that's so fucking egotistical.
Oh,
Because
it's
like
super egotistical.
Nikola Tesla definitely thought of himself like Kanye West thinks about himself,
Oh
except
yeah.
maybe with less self-reflection.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, obviously I can't say for sure. I'm not the
Yeah,
dude.
I was gonna say I can't. I don't know if I can speak to how self-reflective Nikola Tesla was. I've read like a fair amount about him, but I don't know if I could
I
tell
was
you.
just thinking more of like somebody's called Kanye on his bullshit before, and he's had to have thought at some point like, oh, maybe they have a point.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Oh my god, if Kanye wasn't successful, he'd just be a sad musician, dude.
Oh
Imagine
yeah, no.
sad musician Kanye, where he's
Oh
like,
yeah, that is
where
kind of funny.
where his first album was still like college dropout, but then it was just like fast food worker, uh, life life of
Yeah,
a
the
McDonald's manager.
man on a ledge.
Hey,
Just
help,
help.
kids. Uh, let's see. kids see ghosts because my wife had a miscarriage because we couldn't afford a good enough general practitioner. He's not married to Kim either.
Yeah,
Like
he's very like. Oh yeah, yeah.
he maybe got like a D-list celebrity.
Oh yeah. Like he's dating Grimes.
Oh my god, yeah. Like somebody who made the in circuit and is making enough money that they don't care about promoting themselves and getting bigger now or like collaborating.
Yeah.
It's weird when somebody's like, because there's a lot of YouTubers that could be stand-up comics, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Just because like that's the format of what they do is like long or just like I guess. I mean, I know a lot of them have tried and it hasn't worked, but at the same time, like anybody who uploads in a disciplined manner, I say this having missed an upload. Oh boy, I still need to do that. It's only because I was lazy and in a deep depression. There's no other reason. There's no
Oh no, John,
justification.
I get it. I get it.
Oh, we just have no listeners. I'm not frustrated. I put in a month of effort. I need results now.
Yeah. Keep in mind, listeners, tell your friends.
Yeah.
Tell
Also,
your
is there...
friends that we'll be sad if you don't listen. We won't be super sad right now, but we'll be very sad eventually if you never listen to our podcast.
Yeah, there's is there anything worse than like somebody who like asks you if you want to hang out and then like makes it's I would like a crackhead stealing your shit and then helping you look for it. Like it's like that, but it's like basically they want to know that they would hang out with you, but that their schedule is too inconvenient and they don't care enough to like work around it or whatever.
Oh yeah, that sucks. That is always a bummer.
That's the worst.
Because
Like there's yeah. There was a dude who hit me up recently and he was like, you want to hang out? You want to hang out? You want to hang out? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And he's like, sorry, I'm doing something else now. I'm like, well, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't want to hear it. Like, don't waste my time a little bit.
Don't waste it. Yeah.
But that's how I go on dates too. I just walk up to girls. I'm like, you want to hang out? Like, what are you doing right now? Nothing?
Yeah, like nothing. Like, hey, hear me out. Like, yeah.
Oh my god, I've thought hard about just being like a street hustler. That would be such a fun time. Like just every day you're trying to like, well, first of all, you can't do it in a city like a medium sized city. You need to do it in like a major metropolitan area like a Pittsburgh or a Philly or a New York or an LA. Just something where the volume of people and tourists is so high that they're going to be cycling through on a daily basis, and there's always fresh meat. But I think it would be so funny if you could like. Have you ever heard about like in like Japan and stuff? They'll hire like really aggressive like Nigerian dudes to be the bouncers at strip clubs.
That's interesting.
Because they'll be like, because everybody's so polite that these guys can just hustle them in off the street. Where they're like, oh, you want to spend some money? Oh yeah, we got free drinks. We got free drinks. Like they're just like the entire island of Japan has never heard of peer pressure.
Oh man, they're just like, yeah, dude, you'll be a loser if you don't come in here. And they're like, oh gee.
They're like, well, guess don't want to look like a bitch now, do I?
Yeah.
Hey, we got that rhino horn. You grind up, it makes your pee pee hard.
Yeah, and they're like, geez. They say like, hey, the only way you're not gay is if you use it. And they're like, oh well, I'm not gay.
Yeah, it's like, oh wait a minute, none of this money matters.
Yeah.
Like everybody in Japan is just on the brink of psychotic break, and so like they're just like they just have the fuck it mentality. Like fuck it, I'm gonna die anyway. Like what's this? Like what's the harm that this can do? Alligator tail? No, nothing. It's nothing. Wrestling a whole alligator, no problem.
Imagine wrestling a fucking alligator.
Not hard.
Well, you can it's really easy to hold their mouth closed, but like
they
but they can like lunge at you real good.
Can they claw you?
I don't think they have like I imagine it would hurt, but I don't think that's not what's dangerous about them. You know what I mean? Like how fast can they move? I think they can move at like 30 miles an hour sometimes.
They don't need their legs to swim? What the fuck?
They just do some kind of body undulation.
I guess. That's fucking terrifying. Just an
It is pretty
armless
terrifying.
alligator like swimming towards you like a sperm.
Like the thickest snake ever. Yeah,
Um,
that would be
I
terrible.
don't know. Do alligators claw people? Can you outrun an alligator? Okay, so on dry land, it tops out at about 11 miles an hour.
Oh, okay. So definitely you can outrun them.
Oh yeah, you can head kick a fucking alligator, no problem.
Oh yeah, but like if they got you, you know, or they death roll and whatnot, correct?
Not sure what that
Like to like
means.
tear. Oh, it's when they bite you and then they roll to tear you.
Oh yeah. They're trying to get a chunk and go away. Like they don't want to eat.
Yeah.
Like they're not like a cold-blooded killer like a cat where they're like, I gotta fucking, hey, if I see movement, I'm killing anything I see.
Mm-hmm.
Like a mountain
Yeah,
lion
cats
will like
are killers. Yeah,
a mountain lion will be like, oh, you're running, I'm gonna fucking grab you,
Yeah.
shake your head, go back and kill the other guy I just maimed.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're gonna die. Like I'm the last thing you're gonna see.
A gator's like, I was feeling like a little bit peckish, so I just took
Yeah,
a
exactly.
chunk
Gators
out
are
of
just a
something.
little hungry.
Listen, man, I don't need much to survive. I need like a chicken a month and I'm good.
Yeah.
They're fucking dinosaurs, man. Like they don't need anything to survive.
Oh no, they are
And
like they're old. They're yeah.
oh yeah, there's this. We've had the same alligators for like 300 years. Like if you go down to an alligator in like, Mississippi or something, the alligator might say some off-color shit. It might be like, the problem with these Orientals is.
Oh man, yeah. You know what? Those Mississippi alligators definitely.
Yeah. Maybe we can market orange traffic cones to like put around the perimeter of bodies of water. Like instead of like a sign that says alligators or something, just line the lake with cones.
Yeah. Just like hey, this, and they're like, oh, this is a dangerous lake, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Why isn't there like a Nobel Prize, but like for somebody who came full circle on making some useless bullshit? Like because the whole point of the Nobel Prize is he was like a weapons manufacturer. Somebody wrote about his death or like his obituary got leaked because his brother died or somebody with a similar name.
Oh,
And
exactly.
so he's like, oh shit, merchant of death. Like,
yeah, he's like, oh, geez, dude, that's what they call me.
but like, do you think that there's somebody out there who would be like, just a lame fucking guy is what their obituary says. Like this
Yeah.
dude fucking like yeah, it's kind of impressive the level to which he fucked off in life. Like
Yeah.
he did nothing. All he did was fucking scam the system. He fucking sold traffic cones to traffic companies. Like what the fuck? That was all he did?
Like
And he
all
made
he did
how much money?
just all the money? Oh.
What the fuck? He was rolling with like Dubai billionaires? How?
Yeah.
Or just the company that makes all the screws used in industrial production?
Oh yeah.
That's
Those
crazy.
screws are sometimes big money deals. You know what I mean? Because they're
Yeah.
buying like a billion screws.
Yeah, for sure. But like also how do you do you box them up or do you just have like a bunch of loose screws in a container? Like is there some kind of screw dispenser? I don't understand.
It's probably like a box. Yeah, it's probably like a box full of screws, I guess.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. But yeah, I guess that's where the but like or like I guess to bring it back to a conversation we had on a different day, that dude who just is like